Yeah. All right. Okay. So let's see. I think I managed to. Yeah, I turned off my phone right after it starts shaking, so we'll be able to see the little phone shaking. So if you want to, you can relive that moment. Okay. God, this is weird shit. Let's see. Hopefully, I didn't say any words that like were an incantation for an earthquake. I don't know. You never know. All right. So real quick, just volume of a prism. Any prism, even ones the book doesn't consider a prism, so cylinders. The volume is going to be the area of the base. And I really want to come up with a better thing to put here than H, but, and again, you all saw this. Remember when we were doing surface area and you had the base was a triangle. The triangle had its own height, and the prism has its own height, yes? So be really careful to identify H first as how high the prism would be if you put it on its base. And then whatever the base is, you attack it a separate problem. Does that make sense? Right, okay. Okay. And specifically, a cylinder will be pi r squared h. It follows the exact same formula. The area of the base is a circle. So pi r squared. Okay. Now what's really interesting is if I had a stack of pennies or something and I pushed it over a little bit so it became sort of the Leaning Tower of Pisa. The formula doesn't change. Of course it doesn't change. Is everybody cool with if I stack a bunch of pennies up? The volume will be dependent on how many pennies I stacked up. Does that make sense? Every penny has a certain little thickness and volume of its own. If I stack so many up, it's got a certain total volume. If I just push the, I don't know if you guys have ever done this, but you know, it's not like I sat around playing with pennies all day, but if you ever pushed it over so it kind of was leaning, the stack of pennies was leaning, it's still got the same pennies in it, so the answer has to have the same volume, correct? What's changed though? Yeah, right here the height is actually a measurement directly from the cylinder itself. What's the height now? It's not going to be this. It's going to be here, yes? But, okay, so it's still the same exact formula. I don't know if they have better pictures. No. No. No, okay. Things get a little more interesting. Here's the last thing I'll talk about. When you talk about the volume of a pyramid, so if we try to draw a pyramid, and we all know how to do this now, if I make a little base, and actually let's make, I'll tell you what, let's make a solid, little box solid dude. We've done this before. And then you make the little dotted lines as if you could see through it. To make a pyramid, I would pick a point up here. If I want to make it a right regular pyramid, I could pick a point in the middle, and that will connect it all together. So that's kind of nifty. A nice little pyramid. That's awesome. I feel like I've talked about this already. If I were to whittle that out of that shape, I would actually, is everybody kind of with me? I would sand one side of it down, and I'd sand another side of it down. I'm losing a lot of that wood. If that was originally a little rectangular solid block of wood, yes. So to do this, I would have a point in the center, so I'd have to sand, I'd have to chop away a decent chunk of this wood to get the pyramid out of it, yes? And a lot of sculptors often say, it's a really cool idea. If you have a big block of marble and then they sculpt a statue out of it, they're like, well, the statue was in it. I just had to go find it. And to me, I'm like, oh, that sounds very artistic. I don't understand what that means, but fantastic. So the pyramid's in there, I just have to go find it. What you end up chopping off, 2/3 of the original. Is just whittled away. So the volume of any pyramid is 1/3 the volume of what it was in. We normally consider pyramids to start with a prism, and then I chop them out of it. So I take my volume of a prism, A times H, and I take 1/3 of it. That would be how much would be left. Kind of a nifty idea. What is the most basic pyramid? Does anyone remember? I'm pretty sure I said this before. The book wouldn't consider it a pyramid, I don't think, but it is a pyramid. Cone. So what prism does a cone come from? Good. So if you draw a cylinder and you pick a point in the middle and you connect down, you basically just made a cone. If anybody's a better artist, you can make it look like it's 3D. Good for you. Right now, it kind of looks like a tooth, or tooth even. But the volume of a cone follows the exact same thing. 1/3, what's the area of the base? Times H. So that's the volume of a cone, is 1/3 the volume of a cylinder, because I cut a cone out of a cylinder. And anytime I create a pyramid, and I'm weird, I call a cone a pyramid, the pyramid that I get out of it is 1/3 of what was there in the first place. Okay, there you go. Okay, so whatever the shape of the base is, if I ask you for the volume of the pyramid, I have to give you enough information about the dimensions of the base. Yes? You guys all with me? And I'm not going to hit you up with a hexagon area out of nowhere. If I give you that, I give you the formula, because it's a little freaky formula. By the way, while I'm thinking about it, I don't know if, I think one person looked at the video. I had it mislabeled as the 7th. I was filming the monitor, because I was trying to keep the glare out, but the monitor had just the computer screen on it, not the actual overhead. So if you're gonna watch it, it's just a static picture, and I think it's the hexagon area formula that I looked up, because I don't ever memorize either. You guys gonna, so that's all you see, and then you hear me talking about stuff you can't see, so I'm sorry. This is why I don't monetize my YouTube. Well, number one for that, and number two, because then nobody would watch it for damn sure. You're like, I'm not going to sit and watch a 15-second ad to get to your video, Jeff. It's just asking too much. Understand? Okay. Oh, yeah, I said that was it. All right, that's it. So next time I'll have the practice test to give you on the quiz grid. Everybody go somewhere and contemplate life and our place on the
Go watch St. Andreas movie.
Yeah, go watch. Yeah, good. Go watch some kind of apocalyptic end of year earthquakes all over the movie. Okay. Celebrate life. That's even better.